Hey everyone, Tracy Lynn from Hot Country. We have a special guest here at the Hot Country Hangout. We have Tyler Joe Miller. Tyler, welcome back to the Hot Country Hangout. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing real good. How about you?
I'm doing good. I have been so excited to sit down and speak with you because, oh my gosh, since the last time you were in the studio, so much has happened. New album being released later this month. August 25th is the release date. Wild as Her, certified gold single in Canada. And every song that has been released so far has done nothing but amazing. Sipping My Truth, Tyler Joe Miller. I'm so proud of you and so excited. Let's talk
Oh,
about the new
thank you.
album. Let's talk
Yeah,
about
let's get
this
into it.
acoustic version. I feel like we're getting a whole different side of you. I mean, we knew you, it was in you, but you had to
Yeah,
get to this point. You had to get to this point. So let's talk about like the mood of this album.
yeah, uh, yeah. It's tough because as an artist, like you want to show, you don't want to show all your cards yet, but it's like you got to figure out when to play which one, and when it came time to do like an acoustic album, and so we put the acoustic EP out, and it was just like wanted to show more of the storytelling side of me sort of thing. And so we did that. And then now we've got this album that we want to do. And there's some songs that it was like, all right, these are the songs to this album. And there's some songs that it's just like, honestly, we had them recorded and we've had them done for a while. They just needed a home. And so we're just trying to get out as much content as we can right now. These are all the songs we got recorded.
Mhm.
We're just going to put them all out on an album, and then we added some of those acoustic songs in there as well. But yeah, this one, "Spilling My Truth," is just it's about life. Like it's just about it's there's relationships, but there's just all these different songs just about life, and especially the acoustic ones kind of bring out a different side of it, and kind of show a different side of me for sure.
Yes, we're getting the vulnerable cowboy with Tyler Joe Miller and your new album again being released August 25th because it's full of emotions. I listened to all 11 tracks. It's
Yeah,
we're in, but it's a good emotion. Like you're able to trigger and make us actually believe that you have been through this. You're feeling this. How does it feel to come out with, like you said, you got the acoustic version of songs. You're being vulnerable, and like you've grown up, right?
yeah, yeah. Basically, like I think we put out some music that I think does represent me from the get go, but I feel like this is almost like Tyler Joe 2.0 sort of thing. Uh, and yeah, like we got some ballads in there too that are just like really just trying to pull out emotion and tell stories, and I hope people believe. There's some of it that I have gone through, and then some of it is just telling somebody else's story.
Right.
And I think, that's also our job as artists and writers is to just tell stories. Doesn't mean we had to go through them. It's just somebody else will relate to it.
Yes, and you do. You have this talent and this skill to take us along the journey of the song. Now, I'm a sucker for a duet and a collab. I really thought it was going to be us on the album doing one, but
I,
hey,
it might have to be the next one. Yeah.
let's talk about Better Than Nothing at All featuring Carolyn Dawn Johnson. I mean,
Yeah.
I know there's really no words because everybody, August 25th, you got to download the songs. You got to get the whole album because you will not be disappointed. And as we said, we are a sucker for a duet. So let's talk about the story behind Better Than Nothing at All featuring Carolyn Dawn Johnson. Wow.
Yeah. That was Better Nothing at All was like one of the first songs I wrote, like my first trip going down to Nashville. So it's quite an old, not a few years old song uh, that I've loved since day one, but it just didn't have a home. It didn't fit anywhere that we, any place that we had available. Like, but I always loved it. And if I do like acoustic sets and stuff here and there, like I'll always throw that one in, and people love it. And I always ask them when it's coming out, and August 25th, finally. But
I know. I have it marked on my calendar.
but that one, we kind of toyed around with the idea of maybe making it like a full-on duet where it's like girl singing second verse, whatever. Like, but then it was like it's telling the story about how this guy's trying to relive these memories, but like it just doesn't add up to what it used to be, without her there. And we're like we kind of like it being hauntingly beautiful in that sort of way where it's just like he's trying to relive those memories. And so we're like, all right, maybe we won't do a full duet, but we thought like it definitely needs harmonies, and maybe it's like the creative side of it is kind of going like, that's her memory still living with him in a way, where it's like, let's have a feature of somebody singing harmonies. And the first one that came to mind was Carolyn. She's just so great. She's so talented. I grew up like listening to her stuff too. Like, and so yeah, we asked, and she was more than down and came in and sang the harmonies. And when I got it sent to me, it was just like, that's it. That's exactly what that song needed. And she's got such like unique harmonies that it doesn't go where you think it's going to go. And it's just, she's so good at it. And now I get to brag that I have Carolyn Dawn Johnson on the song. So
Absolutely amazing. Absolutely incredible. Because like you said, I love that you said that this is something that you wrote years ago, but it just didn't have a home and you waited. And then it's like the perfect fit for your new album. And I have to say, I'm really enjoying the male's perspective about relationships, about a woman, about a female, about a partner. Because the one song, Let Her Get Away, where you're kind of thanking all the guys that have messed up along the way.
yeah, that song,
like
it's a different perspective, I think, of getting a girl and realizing that there's probably a track record in the past of people that their mistake is kind of your game. But it was fun to write, and it was sort of like funny as we're writing it, because we're like, this is just kind of a quirky song.
Yeah.
I wrote it with Dan Dupel and Jimmy Thou, and we just thought it was quirky and funny. But it's also like, if I'm being vulnerable and honest, it's like, as a quirky song, I'm also being like, I want to be the guy that's able to thank those people. I'm trying I don't want to be the guy that's left in the past.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be the one that didn't pick up the tab and treat this girl wrong. And it almost gives like a standard for myself, being like, I want to be this. I don't want to be the long list of guys that did it wrong. And so it's just something that I'm just aspiring to be. And it's also just kind of a funny song. So,
but that's what I love about you and your writing and the songs that you sing. Like you say, it's just a story for some of them. They're not exactly the experience, but you still make us feel it, because you're making us, you give us triggers where we're like, oh yeah, that guy, or oh, that guy, I want that guy, the emotion and being vulnerable. Tyler Joe Miller, a new album, August 25th. We already know everyone has the playlist of your recent songs: Wild as Her, Never Been a Beer, Wild as Her. I mean, come on. Number one, first Canadian independent country artist to reach number one at Canadian country radio with your first two singles. Tyler Joe Miller, the album's not even released yet. You're already hitting number one in top tens.
Yeah, I mean, I think we found a lane that wasn't really that was vacant at the time, I think. And so yeah, we're just staying in that lane and just kind of doing what we do, and something for us or for myself, that kind of like affirmed me in a way was this year. There's CC Mazer in Hamilton, and so that's exciting. But also, I wasn't expecting much this year, and we ended up getting 3 nominations with 3 different songs, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And it just showed me that it's like, okay, maybe we're picking the right ones. And it really affirmed me in, me and my team and what we're doing is, maybe the right path. So.
And right now we're currently just over the halfway mark of the year of 2023. And as you said, I wanted to talk about how incredible the nominations are for the Canadian Country Music Awards, one of our biggest nights that we have in country music when it comes to us Canadians.
Yeah.
I mean, is there anything that you can't do? You've got the nominations, you've got a new album, every song so far, top 10, if not number 1. You've been nonstop since the last time we saw each other in person. That was just a few months ago. I mean, the summer's been just unbelievable for you. And I follow your posts. How does it feel when you're up on that stage? Thousands of people singing your songs.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
Like I can be, so much of the job is traveling, and it gets super tiring. Like it's just another airplane, another 4-hour flight, another this and that. And a lot of our shows are on like the east side of the country, and I'm as far west as you can go. And so it's like there's a lot of travel for me and the band, but it tuckers you out. But you get on that stage, and it's like you just absorb the energy from the crowd, and the crowd's been singing my songs since day one of us playing shows. But the more songs we're putting out and the more people are getting familiar with them, it's just getting crazier and crazier. And
your fans are drowning you out on stage. I can't even hear you. I'm hearing your fans.
Seriously, like we had a show not this last week, but before, I think. And it was so loud. It was in Medicine Hat. And I had to say to the crowd, I was like, just so you know, these headphones that I have in like is to hear my band and me, and all I hear is you guys screaming. And I was like, that is the coolest thing.
Interesting, the journey since, cooking the chicken on a shovel on that campfire.
Yep. Come a long way.
Today. and seeing, I still want to try that though. I sounds as weird as it sounds, it does sound like it might be good. And I love that story that you tell us.
Yeah, I've done it since, and it doesn't work as great as you'd hope.
That's why we have the beer, we have the whiskey, right?
Exactly.
Wild as Her, Never Met a Beer, new collab coming out, Better Than Nothing at All, Carolyn Dawn Johnson, your duet. I'm so proud of you, Tyler Joe Miller. All of us at Hot Country, we love you. We love everything about you. We are loving that, we're going to be hanging out again during the Canadian Country Music Awards. We're going to be, fingers crossed. You know what? We're not even halfway through 2023. August 25th, new album.